Medication use has increased over time.
How does these things, the poor diet, alcohol, impact liver health?
What alcohol specifically does to the liver is that it doesn't let liver do its job.
What are the symptoms which person can make out to understand that his liver needs help?
I think the first signs the body gives is
Liver really need that support which everybody is talking about, or it's just a clear marketing? Cleansers, flushes, they are there everywhere. But do we really need them? Do the our liver really need that support which everybody is talking about, or it's just a clear marketing? So today we want to cut that noise. We want to understand that what exactly our liver need to do. Does it really need help, and how? And what are the signs and symptoms that shows that the liver needs help? And to clear all the myths and the science, let's do it with the help of dietitian Zarna Shah, who is an expert in handling a lot of liver cases, especially the fatty liver cases. So my first question to you, dietitian, is that liver in itself is an organ of detox. So does it really need detoxing, or it can, design in such a way that it can clear all the toxins by itself?
so. Thanks, first of all, for having me over. And yes, I'm glad we have picked up this topic about liver because somewhere with all this, the noise about gut and about um obesity, diabetes, thyroid, we somewhere forget one of the biggest master gland of our body and the gland which is actually running the show of the body, and that is liver. Okay, and I am happy that you brought about this first question, that do we really need to support liver? Well, my clean answer, one line answer is, if your liver is healthy and it is like in its best condition, you don't need to support it at all, because by putting these juices, by putting those kadhas and the detox capsules and what all things are there in the market, okay, you are only increasing the job of the liver. You're only putting more pressure on the liver. उसके पास ऑलरेडी बहुत कुछ करने को है. It is bogged down with so much of duties for the body. Okay, उसके ऊपर जब आप ये सब चीजें डाल रहे हो, उसको भी तो मेटाबोलाइज करना है. आप जब suppose you're giving a kadha, what will happen to the kadha? The kadha also has to get metabolized. The kadha also has to get digested. Who's going to do the job? Liver, one of the
Hmm.
most important, enzymes. Everything is going to be synthesized and secreted by liver. So for no reason, adding things just because it is trending, please stay away from such trends where your body is coming at risk. This is my simple answer for this. And yes, if you just like rightly asked, what are the signs of your liver, not doing well? So if you do have signs of liver damage, first of all, getting your blood check is very important. Periodic blood check. Don't wait for damages to happen. Keep after the age of 30 till you are 40, you have to get your blood count done every year once. After you cross 40s, that blood checkup should become once in 6 months. Now, this is primarily to keep a monitoring over your internal organs, out of which liver is one of the most important organ. When you see the liver enzymes are going up and down, when you see the lipids are going up, especially the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL cholesterol, VLDL, triglycerides, total cholesterol is increasing. If you feel that your digestion has reduced, you are not able to digest easily, you are falling sick very often, you are getting allergic to foods which you never had allergies to, then these are subtle signs your body is giving that yes, please look into your liver health. If you have such kind of scenarios, then you need to take help of the right healthcare professional and get your liver restoration done in the most appropriate manner. Which supplements should go for, which diet you should go for, and that is the route to it, not just starting anything randomly or off the counter, just looking at something attractive claims given by some so and so company or so and so juice. Don't please risk your body and your health.
Right. Absolutely. Another thing which we have seen that there is a rise in the cases of social drinking, rise in the fatty liver cases, and also the medication use has been increased over a period of time. How does these things, the poor diet, alcohol, and these medicines impact liver health?
Okay. So there is something called as alcoholic liver disease, ALD, which the occurrence has increased a lot over these years. And one of the most first phase of this disease is fatty liver, what we all have heard most often. We must have not heard about ALD as much. We may not have heard of cirrhosis much, but we all have heard about fatty liver. Okay,
Right.
so basically, this condition of fat droplets getting deposited in the liver is called as fatty liver. A very very simple, self-explanatory term it is. Okay, now what alcohol specifically does to the liver is that it doesn't let liver do its job. It's as simple as that. Okay. It comes in the way of liver's metabolism, its enzyme production. It increases the toxin production. Yeah. It doesn't let the toxins get metabolized from the liver. It comes in the way of fatty acid metabolism. That means अगर आपने कुछ high fat food खाया है and at the same time you have taken alcohol, your liver gets completely diverted towards metabolizing that alcohol, leaving behind the food metabolism. This leads to deposition of more cholesterol, more fat in the liver and in the blood, which increases the total cholesterol levels, and that further adds on to the fatty liver condition. Yeah, at the same time, there is also one another important damage what alcohol does is that it reduces the glutathione activity of the liver. The glutathione is one of the most potent antioxidant, okay, which helps in detoxing a job of the liver, which helps in removing the toxins out of our system. This antioxidant activity again is suppressed by alcohol. So alcohol does its own damage, which is adding on to the calories, adding on to the metabolism of it, and on top of that, it starts coming in the way of other active components in metabolism also, especially fatty acids and glutathione. Yeah. So these are the major damaging effects of alcohol, which, if not taken care of, can lead from fatty liver to cirrhosis eventually, which is an irreversible liver damage which happens.
Right.
Now, coming to your second question, which you spoke about medicines. Now, there is one thing that there is a direct medicine damage which can happen to the liver, which is independent of alcohol completely. Okay, so there are certain medicines which are steroidal in nature, or which are even antacids in that case, or the non-steroidal analgesic medicines, even
And ACIDs.
yes, NSAIDs, even a very humble paracetamol. Okay, it can also, if not taken under supervision, or if you have misused it a lot, can damage the liver. Okay, it can bring about injury to the liver. It can bring about toxicity of the liver. That is the effect of medicines if taken on a long run. Now, there are certain medicines which you are prescribed for some reason. For example, metformin, okay, for diabetes. Now you have to take those medicines. There is that kind of, there is no option you have for it. Now, when these medicines are taken and your alcohol intake is high at the same time, then the effect of this medicine doesn't happen, because the metabolism and the breakdown of the medicine is getting affected because of alcohol intake. At the same time, it can also produce toxins from these medicines. The alcohol can come in the process of enzyme action, and it can increase the toxicity of this medicine. Even a small medicine like Tylenol, which is very rampant for viral infections and for flu and fever. Even
Mm.
this medicine has to be taken with always without any alcohol coming in the picture. So when you are on a Tylenol a course of say 3 days, 5 days, you have to make sure you're abstaining from alcohol completely. Otherwise, it can ruin the liver health. At the same time, it can also lead to ineffectiveness of the medicine. So it is quite related, these all things.
Yes, right. And the common people do not are not aware about this kind of, these are contraindicated. Alcohol with so many medications are contraindicated. People are not
Absolutely.
aware
Absolutely.
about it.
Not aware. Yeah, you take a medicine, you think, okay, my fever has gone down, my sore throat is not there, you are on an antibiotic course, and you go and party outside, you drink. When your medicine course is going on, you are doing a very irreversible damage to the liver in the process.
Mhm. Many herbal liver protectants like milk thistle or some traditional herbs like the dandelion root have been widely used by the experts like you along with the diet. So, do they really help in protecting the liver? And if yes, then how should we, take it? How do they actually support liver?
So we call these as hepatoprotectants in the hepatoprotectant basically means, hepato is liver's the biological name. So it protects the liver definitely, because these help in reducing the inflammation of the liver. That is the main effect of these herbs. Okay. And secondly, they also support the digestive properties of the liver, and they help in protecting the liver against the damage of alcohol and medicines. So they have these triple effect basically on the liver. Now, every herb has its own different course of action. So when it comes to hepatoprotectants, the top herbs which come into the picture are milk thistle, then there is curcumin, then dandelion, ginseng. Yeah. These are the most known hepatoprotectant herbs when we speak about these, when we speak about liver health. Now, some of them help directly as an anti-inflammation, like curcumin. Some of them help in increasing the bile production, which indirectly helps in digesting the food easily and not producing not building up on the wrong metabolites, basically. Yeah. And then there are some herbs which are directly helping in removing the toxins out from the system. Okay. So definitely these are very much recommended, and we do give in our daily practice. Like, I have a lot of clients whom we know, we recommend milk thistle, we recommend dandelion tea. We also give many other, even green tea extracts are used for as hepatoprotectants. But having said this, like I always say, for all kinds of supplements, it is very important to opt for the right company. Very, very important. People always uh, wonder, okay, why we give a particular, name along with the product. कि भाई इस company का product लो. It has nothing to do with any other motive. It is It is plainly because we know that this company, this so and so company is FDA regulated. They are following all the FSSAI rules and regulations. Yeah. Secondly, their products are not adulterated. The products are made authentically, ethically. Yeah, there is no mixing happening. They are what do you say, tested by the third party companies. Yeah. So we have to always make sure we are giving the right product. Otherwise, it can backfire very badly. Because if you're taking a wrong dosage of, for example, say curcumin, it can, instead of protecting the liver, it can lead to liver toxicity also. Okay. So, also again, curcumin or the active ingredient of turmeric cannot in itself work alone. It needs the help of pepperin or pepper, okay, what we call. Now, many times you will have these detox, the name detox drinks, where you will have just the turmeric powder added as in the water and given to you as a kadha, and they claim it to be liver protectant. They claim it to be a detox drink. Mind you, that is only going to damage the liver than doing
Hmm.
anything good to it, because
Hmm.
a the it comes with a lot of other adulterants which is not being filtered out. The active ingredient is very little and the other ingredients are higher in it. Yeah, that means it is not going to absorb well, and at the same time when you keep taking it for very long time, it keeps building up its residue and it can lead to even kidney damage. So it's very important to play with these ingredients by kind of putting some caution and taking in the right dosage, taking for the right duration, and taking from the right company. Provided all these things are followed, only then I would recommend someone to go ahead with it.
Since you have mentioned that you take so much of, cautiously you choose the product and recommend to your client, and I'm proud to say that you have experienced some of our product, Best Source Nutrition's products. So you can share your experience with us that considering the brand Best Source Nutrition, how has been your experience?
See, I am associated with your brand for I think a long time now. So that itself is a testimony that see, there are so many companies which have come up with similar products in these years, right? We have number of companies, we just name it and we have it. Okay. In spite of this, till today, when it comes to certain active ingredients or herbs, like for example, milk thistle or a dandelion or nettle, okay, my most go-to brand or the name which I always recommend has been Best Source Nutrition, right? So, of course, I have had a lot of good results from your products on the clients I have used, especially on fatty liver. Yeah, we have literally seen people uh, reversing back from fatty liver level 2 also by just modifying their lifestyle, changing their dietary habits, sleeping habits, and using, the active ingredients like milk thistle. So, yes, I completely vouch your products, and I wish you'll come up with even more such lovely, health products in future.
Thank you so much. That was really encouraging for us. Okay, now you also mentioned that you recommend milk thistle or curcumin. They come in a form of capsules, supplement capsules, and then there is dandelion tea, which is a dandelion root, which we normally recommend to take it in the form of a tea. So, tea or capsules? What is your take? Which
See,
works
like
better?
you just now, yeah, I got your question. So just now you said that you give certain products as capsules and certain products you give it as tea. So that itself shows that there are few things which go better as capsules, and there are some herbs which are more better absorbed in a tea form. Okay, so So there is no tug of war between capsule or tea. They both have their own advantages and disadvantages. So we just have to understand that what is the requirement, very important, like what dosage I need it at, what is the absorption capacity of that body, because there are certain teas which absorb really quick, and then there are certain capsules which come in the right dosage, you know. So when we need a specific dose and we are not too sure if the client is going to abide by our instructions, we like to play safe and we go with capsules, because we know कि भाई ये capsule में इतना ही वो जाएगा, and that the person will not overdose himself or underdose. Yeah, but suppose I want a more faster action. Okay, we have something which is a very acute condition which needs to be addressed really quick, and we don't think capsule can do the job for that ingredient, then we fall for a tea. Like example, dandelion tea. Okay, when I have people coming with extreme stress, their lifestyle is very poor. There are signs of liver being a little bit, compromised. And at the same time, they have sleeping issues. Then I just don't think, I just make sure I start dandelion with them. Okay. In this case, I would like to go in a tea form because I want fast action. I want them to start seeing the results more quicker. But if I have someone who has already gone to a stage 2 liver issue, like a fatty liver, which has gone to a stage 2, I want to keep giving milk thistle in a regulated form. I don't want to go, in a very, very steep form and then fall. We don't want that. Then the milk thistle capsules will work for them better, right?
Mhm.
So we have to carefully assess the case, understand the body, understand the requirements, and accordingly take our decision whether should we go for the teas or the capsules.
Sometimes the combination also works. There is a requirement
Absolutely.
when you give both
Yes.
the things together to get the
Yes.
results.
Yes. Yes. True.
Right. Now, very important thing which I wanted to ask, that what are the symptoms which person can make out to understand that his liver needs help? So what are those symptoms one can understand that now I should take care of my liver and should, go out and do something about it to help the liver?
I think the first signs the body gives is immunity going down, falling sick very often, and second is appetite going down. When you're not able to eat as much as you used to eat for no reason, the appetite changing. Yeah, see, you have changes of appetite because of the season changing, or because of mild indigestion. If you're constipated, your appetite may go down. But if you have a long standing appetite thing, if it is for days and weeks together, you think your appetite has reduced, or you're falling sick very often, uh, earlier you used to not sneeze or have colds for, so easily. These are the signs that, okay, you need to check on your liver. Yes. And if again, if you have had a family history of hypercholesterolemia or dyslipidemia or a liver condition, then you have to be even more vigilant on. So these are also one of the uh, kind of subtle ways ways the body is telling you to check.
Mm. Right. And sometimes I have experienced in one of the case that itching in the body for unknown reason.
Okay.
It's not allergy, it's not something else, but there is a itching going on in the body, and you're not able to
Mhm.
make out that why it happens. So that's majorly
Okay.
happens from the toxicity of the medications which a person is taking on a long-term basis. Because as you said, that these
Uh,
medications, goes there and sit in the liver. They're flushing out has a very longer time frame. Some
yes, yes. Their
medications
half life
even
is
stays
very
there
long.
for
Yeah,
half life,
yeah.
yeah,
Their half life is
one
very long,
year, 2 years.
and they keep building up. Yes, yes. This is a very, very relevant point you gave. Yes, there are many times we don't realize we have been taking a medicine for months together. Earlier, we didn't have any trouble, and after months, when we experience, we don't relate the issues with that particular medicine because we've been taking it since some time, and it never caused any trouble initially. So we don't easily pinpoint on those medicines, But yes, yeah, they also can be they can be an implication of these medicines also. Yeah.
And since you are the expert, can you point out three things which a person can opt for to support their liver? To, things which your liver will actually thank you. The three things one should do in their daily life.
Hmm. Most important, try and keep off from alcohol, because we have seen been a very high increased a higher intake of alcohol even in women of lately, because of the social culture becoming, more of night outs and stuff. So one important thing is that don't take alcohol too casually, thinking कि भाई, doesn't really matter, because alcohol doesn't only affect your heart or your weight. It can be a silent killer. We don't even get the signs initially, and it can do very big damage to the liver. So yeah, one is alcohol. Second is uh, sugar, because sugar is pro-inflammatory. So when it comes to liver, we always, we are more careful about the oil and ghee and butter and all of these products. We are like, okay, हमको fat कम खाना है, liver को problem नहीं है इसलिए. But more than the fat, it is the sugar which has higher conversion rate into the adipose tissue, and it is very inflammatory also in nature. So the damages are profound of sugar. So that's one. Second thing, if you want to really keep the liver healthy, then try and reduce your sugar intake in all forms. Yeah. And third, adapt one habit which you can, like, you can keep basically rotating those things every 2 to 3 months. Like, I sometimes tell people to start with dandelion tea for a few months, then switch over to a curcumin supplement, then switch over to a antioxidant like resveratrol. Yeah. So you are basically trying and doing in rotation, giving certain active ingredients which are not easily found in the foods. Okay. And that way you can keep a guard around the liver in a way, so that in future you don't experience any liver related issues. That's also one thing which you should follow. Of course, then there are many other things like your sleep, your food timings matter, your the quality of oil you're using, especially refried oil, palm oil. These things should be completely, you should stay out of these, away from these kind of products. So there are many other things which you should do, but these are, I think, are good enough. These three
Yes, right.
things. Yeah.
Yeah. Very that has been an interesting advice from you, and the entire session I'm sure would be very helpful for the people who will be listening to this session with you, Dietitian Zarna. I'm thankful from the bottom of my heart for taking out time and speaking to us on this topic, very relevant topic of today, the liver health and liver detox. So thank you so much.